We're learning about the reproductive system in a mixed class. I think that's good. I think that's good. Honestly, schools that divide people via gender, it doesn't make any sense. It's like, what you're trying to do there, stop people from being distracted by sex and romance. Firstly, non-straight people exist. Secondly, toxic masculinity in all-male schools and the horribleness that is girls being mean to each other in all-girls schools is probably worse than any kind of flirty distraction that would happen. And I think that, you know, people of either gender learning about how the opposite sex's bodies work is a good thing. You know, if more boys knew about how menstruation worked and more girls understood how male puberty worked, life would be less confusing, especially as a teenager, where everything is just terrifying and confusing. What about when you're asexual? That's fine. You know, you can have any sexual identity you want. It's okay. You can feel as specifically sexual or non-specifically sexual as you please. Hi, Dan. Can I be pansexual and asexual at the same time? You don't have to define it. You know, there's lots of words, and words can be good. You know, there's a million words for genders, there's a million words for sexual, and what they can be good for, these labels, are for helping you to understand your feelings. Because if you see a description of something written down, you can think, that's how I feel. And maybe if you want to, you know, convey your personality to somebody, then you can look that up and you could go, yeah, you know what I mean. Maybe you're a panromantic asexual, which means, you know, I can feel attraction to genders, but I don't feel particularly sexual. Maybe it's just at this point in my life, maybe that'll change in 10 years, and that's just a way to do it. I know that some people argue that sexuality and all these labels and definitions are different things, but we don't even know what sexuality means. So, there we go. I'm ace, but what if I change my mind? That's okay. You know, honestly. You know, on one hand, you don't have to label yourself. A lot of Tumblr, they make you feel like I need to label myself with these complicated labels to be cool. You don't have to. If you want to just be a formless blob, a mess that struggles to define themselves from moment to moment, that's also okay. You can use labels if you wish, if it helps them to define yourself, and you can change. You can say, I feel like all my friends and family and people at school are pressuring me to get into relationships, but I feel internally like I identify as asexual because I don't feel like I'm about that. And then maybe, who knows, in 5 years, you'll want to date somebody. That's fine. You can label yourself to tell people what kind of personality you have right now if you want, or not if you feel like you want to change your mind. It's okay. It's cool. It's fine. I'm just concerned for all you... Queer is a good umbrella term. It is, for basically... I like that as a word for just everything that isn't normative, which is, you know, straight, white, cis males that are born in capitalist countries into rich families. The opposite of the current society privilege. As an umbrella term for people who maybe aren't represented or treated as fairly, that society should work on representing more. Indeed. I'm dansexual. Right, I feel like that's just bookended that chat. I feel like we've talked about everything that's happened in the last week.